You were not born blind. How did this happen?
I wasn't born blind. Yes, I lost my sight when I was 7 years old. You know, back in the 70s, we had the childhood killer diseases. Measles was one of them, and that was due to lack of vaccination that we have in the country at that time. You know, healthcare was still at a level that was growing across the country, and so most of the children that were born back in the 70s, in the 60s, to vaccinate them against these childhood killer diseases was a major challenge. And so I think I fell in that bracket because I was in the village somewhere in Delta State, and I had measles, which unfortunately, you know, went into the eyes. Measles is a very, very deadly disease. It could cripple the child. It could make the child go deaf, and it could make a child go blind, as the case. So, unfortunately, that was my own case in 1979, and since then, I had to be in that realm, you know. So I lost my sight and I became blind. And that was how I had to start afresh by going to the school for the blind in Pacheli School in Surulere, Lagos, in 1980.
Okay, what about secondary school?
Right, so I left Pacheli in 1985, and I went into a state school known as Igomode Grammar School in Oteri, which is under Ogun State. I was there for my secondary school education from 1987 through 1992. After my sojourn in Igomode Grammar School, I went to the University of Ibadan, where I had my first degree in English language. And after then, I did my youth service with Radio Lagos Eco FM, where I was retained upon finishing my NYC. And of course, I got recruited into the Lagos State government. And since then, I've been there. I've risen through ranks. Currently, I'm a deputy director with the Lagos State government, functioning as the head of programs for Lagos Traffic Radio.
Victor, you make this thing sound, pardon me, you make it sound so easy now. I've known you for 30 years from our days at the University of Ibadan, and I know that it wasn't always easy. Tell me about that part.
That's very true. It wasn't always easy. And by the way, QED is a great outfit. I must congratulate you guys for what you're doing. The owner, and this is Olimaiti, he has been a born journalist forever, right from our days in school. I'm sure he might not have told you guys about that part, but if we were to bring his days to the world of newspaper journalism, or print journalism as the case may be, he had a magazine called Echoes back then. I'm sure his magazine would have been selling in the realms of 5,000, 10,000, even on campus. So that's to tell you the kind of passion and the depth that he brought to journalism. And I'm not surprised that he's really making waves today. So it has not been very easy. Yes, from my days in school, of course, as a visually impaired person, it takes more than triple the cost of sending a child to normal school, because the equipment that a visually impaired person would require to successfully go through school are capital intensive. And so for my schooling days, I had to rely on people that sponsored me through school. In fact, in my secondary school, I had a group of women. They were the ones that helped me through school, paid my fees, and ensured that I got into university. I also had other philanthropists as well that helped me out to ensure that I get to where I am today. So Toppers, that's the name of the women, Toppers Club, they helped to balance me, and they gave me every support that I needed. And I cannot forget Chief Folorunsho Awomolo, who also ensured that my university days, things were, at least bright, to ensure that I go through school with ease. So it hasn't been easy, but like I do say, people are the greatest assets that we have. And from time to time, I've always come across people who have been of immense support. People, not just financially now, people will be there to ensure that they guide me through when I need things. And so that has always been my own philosophy. It's not about the finance alone. It's about relationship. And that has helped to strengthen me, to guide me to where I am today.
You said earlier that you see things that others don't see, that you have other senses, and of course I believe that. The question I've always wanted to ask you, Victor, is this. Do you dream? And if you do, what do you see in your dream?
Yeah, so I do dream. So the thing is, I could see before I lost my sight, right? So I was already 7 years old. So there's still those images that come to mind. So when I dream, I still have those images, that come to mind. I still have a real picture of what you would look like, or what this person will look like, So those things come to mind when I dream. So I do dream, yes, I do. And I'm sure that if you ask any other visually impaired person, yes, they do dream. Things that happen in the real world also comes to life when you dream, It's just a representation of what happens, probably what's going on in your mind. So yes, I do.